What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another Formula 1 video. Today we're going to be talking about the two-time Formula 1 world champion, Fernando Alonso.
Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Thank you,
Alright guys, my name is Grim. Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys like the video, comment down below if you guys have met Fernando Alonso, and make sure you follow my Instagram. The link is down below. That's where I post content, a lot of short videos, news what's happening throughout the week in the world of Formula 1. So do all that, and today we're going to be talking about Fernando Alonso and my experience at the 2024 Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix. And actually, normally I'm showing you guys stuff that I have signed by, I guess, Formula 1 drivers, but in today's video it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you guys two helmets I didn't obviously get signed by Fernando at this year's Grand Prix, and the reason for it, and my experience trying to get these two bad boys signed. So in 2023, I got Fernando Alonso to sign my Alpine Formula 1 helmet. Probably one of the cleanest Alonso signatures I ever have and I've ever gotten. And Alonso was super difficult last year, but I sort of worked out where he was walking in from. So I ended up bumping into him, got him, like, pretty much just grabbed the helmet with the pen like that, put it next to him. He just looked at the helmet like this, signed it, boom, just passed it back. Didn't even speak to me, nothing like that. So I was like, all right, whatever, didn't want to talk, all good. Yeah, I don't care as long as I get the helmet signed. So it took me a few days to try and get Fernando, but I ended up getting him last year. And then I ended up seeing where he was getting picked up by his car. And I got him again on a photo, and I got him on a hat as well. So I got him a couple times last year. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get at least two more Fernando Alonso helmets in my Formula 1 mini helmet collection. I've got two signed already. I want two more just to complete the collection. Obviously, it's Aston Martin helmet where I was getting podiums. And I really love this Alpine helmet where he switches up to pink, something completely different from Fernando Alonso. So I was like, I'll get these two. And I'm sure I'll get them signed. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but yeah, I'm sure I'll get them signed. So long story short, I was there and we tried for days. During the week, couldn't see him. And then at the Grand Prix, he was not going Melbourne Walk and he was going through another entrance. And pretty much he was like a ghost, Fernando. So it was really, really hard to try and see Fernando Alonso. And then we ended up seeing him. Oh, I didn't see him, but people in my team, like my brother, for example, he saw him come in. And Alonso was literally on a scooter. He was bolting into the paddock and wasn't really signing anything. So we saw him once. He ignored everybody, just went straight in. And then the second time we saw him on the Sunday, and we're like, I gotta go to my brother. He's going to come this way, trust me. My brother had the helmet with the pen. He was in a really good spot. It was one of those situations where the spot he was in, that Alonso could come back, give it a quick signature and go, or Alonso's just going to just ignore it and go. Like, it was like a 50-50, but it was a really good spot. Normally you're in a 40-60 situation or a 30-70 situation where Alonso probably isn't going to sign, but it was a 50-50 situation where Alonso had the opportunity to come back, and pretty much Alonso walked in. His guy had his scooter with him, his personal assistant, whatever he is, and they come into the track, and Alonso literally like goes through, skips everybody, gives everyone a wave, and then my brother's on this corner and giving him the helmet like this with the pen, and Alonso just looks at him, like looks, smiles, and then was like sort of hesitating to come or not, and then just waved and then rode his scooter in. So I missed out on Fernando, long story short, to sign this Aston Martin piece, which look at that, that's such a really cool helmet. Anyway, we're going to try and get him next year, which I'll get into very soon. And obviously missed out on this bad boy right here. I said to him, listen, if you get the Aston Martin one signed, I'd rather this because, you know, he got multiple podiums. He'd return to replacing Sebastian Vettel, getting multiple podiums. And, you know, the helmet's really, really sick, that tint of green on it. And, yeah, could not get Fernando Alonso. Now, I knew someone, I sort of got into an area where I was speaking to someone and they were just telling me that they had got Fernando Alonso on a Wednesday. And Alonso literally came in, he signed one helmet, really clear signature too, so signed his helmet, and the next day he wanted something else signed. Fernando goes, no, I've already signed for you, so only one piece. So Alonso was in a pretty, I guess, Alonso-ish mood and wasn't really signing too much. So where he got him, like, it was literally one-on-one where, I don't know, Alonso like whatever, but the next day with Alonso saying, no, I remember I've signed for you already, you're not getting any more signatures, even though it was a completely different helmet. Yeah, it was very, very weird. But anyway, Alonso said no to him, and then I saw someone else, she got Fernando Alonso to sign stuff as well. And yeah, Alonso signed one thing and then, yeah, Alonso's like really hesitant. Like, he'll sign one thing for you and then that's it. But last year I was pretty lucky where I got like, I don't know, 3 things signed. I got 2 personally done myself, and then one of my brothers got a hat signed for someone we knew. So we're pretty lucky to, you know, do that like last year. And, you know, we knew the situation. It was much more different last year in 2023 than 2024 was a much more difficult situation. I feel like now to, you know, in 2025, you're just going to need freaking like expensive passes. I don't get, like people saying to me, oh, you have expensive passes to get through the sections. I really don't. I just, I sort of just work out where I gotta be, and I sort of just get, I guess, the helmets done. But yeah, like I said, I missed out on 2 drivers in this year. It was Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso, and that's the first time I've ever missed Max Verstappen. I normally get him every single year since he's joined Formula One, so it was a pretty big shock. But I was pretty unlucky to miss him. I almost got him like 2 times max, and it just didn't happen. Alonso had, like I said, a 50-50 chance, couldn't get him, and he walked away, and yeah, sort of is what it is. But then obviously Alonso didn't have a contract, so I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do? But obviously now we know that Alonso is staying for 2 more years. So I have 2 more years to get these 2 signed. If I can get 1 each year, I'll be happy. No more Fernando Alonso's in my collection. I'm just getting these 2 and that's it, 2 and done. But next year's going to be a big year. I've got 2 Alonso's to try and get, and I'm going to bring these back again for another thing. So people don't really get, like, every time I bring helmets since I've started collecting in 2015, every year it's like I don't get everything signed. 2019, 2021, I got everything signed. They're like really great. Oh, sorry, 2019 and 2022 is when I got everything signed. And 2022 I was really lucky with Lewis Hamilton. It was the only driver I needed left. But every year before that, there's always been years where I've had to bring helmets, and I'm sort of used to it. For example, Kimi Raikkonen, I had to bring his helmet for 4 years in a row, and I finally got him the 4th year when he was driving for Alfa Romeo. When he left Ferrari, I was like, oh shit, this guy's not going to come back. Thank God he signed for Alfa Romeo, and then he ended up signing the Ferrari helmet. So, you know, you just got to be persistent and try every year, right? It's one time a year, you get 4 days, and you just got to try your best pretty much. So next year, got 2 Fernandos to try and get. I don't know. We'll see if we can get him. It's going to be difficult once again, but we've got 2 years to try and get him. We'll see what we can do. We come up with a plan, and yeah. So that's sort of my experience with Fernando Alonso this year at the Australian Grand Prix. Difficulty level 5 out of 5. If you guys do have Fernando Alonso signatures, mate, keep them close to you because they're very, very difficult to get. The top 3 probably most difficult drivers now these days is Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Max Verstappen, and that's been the last couple of years as well. The other drivers, like the Ferrari boys, used to be difficult when it was Felipe Massa and Fernando Alonso and stuff like that, or Kimi Raikkonen and Alonso. That was super difficult, but you know, Ferrari boys now, Carlos Sainz and Leclerc, more the younger generation, the more younger kids, they're more pretty chilled to sign, except for obviously Max. Max really doesn't really care. Well, now he sort of doesn't care since he's sort of become like a more popular, more 3-time, 2-time world champion type vibe. But before that, Max has to sign pretty much everything. And if you do get Max one-on-one, he will sign the helmet, I'm sure. It's got to be in a pretty one-on-one situation though. You sort of can't force it. And also too, if you do get him one-on-one, it's happened to me, he does grab the helmet and tend to sign. He's pretty chilled. But he won't stop with big crowds anymore, Fernando, I feel like. It's neither will Max. Listen, at the end of the day, they can do a Melbourne walk and do a couple of signatures, which, that's what I got Fernando Alonso in 2022. Plus, I got him before we even went to the track. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy to get Fernando. Even like 2022, I had a visor for the McLaren Honda helmet, and Alonso signed that. And I just brought the visor because he already signed the top like previous years before. But I really I wanted the visor sign. So I go, I'll bring the visor. And I couldn't believe that I had someone go into the place where Alonso was, and she had her own helmet. So she got, I go, get your sign. If he signs the visor, he signs it. She got her sign, and Alonso even signed the visor as well. And for Fernando to sign just the visor, I was pretty shocked. Like, if you get him one-on-one in the street or something, I'm sure he won't say no. But at the F1 track, for some reason, drivers don't like to sign visors. For example, it's happened to me with Rubens Barrichello. He was driving in, I think it was Formula 3000 Australia, or Formula 3 Australia or something like that. I bring him as a guest. And someone had a visor, like for a mini helmet, and he goes, nah, I don't sign visors. So the older generation drivers are really picky on signatures. Like where they sign stuff, and like for example, they have a photo signed in a really dark area so you can't see it, or they won't just sign a visor. The younger kids, they don't really care, they'll sign a visor. But I guess the more popular a driver gets, you got to be prepared to not really get their signature. It's going to be very, very difficult. Difficulty level increases the higher they get. For example, when Max was young in 2015, like he signed everything. He was still pretty popular because he was like a teenager, the first teenager. It was pretty under 17 years old, under the age of 18 to sign a Formula 1 contract and whatnot. He was popular in that sense, but it wasn't as popular, of course, as now. But yeah, he used to sign everything. Even like before the World Championships, he used to be chilled. He used to come through Melbourne Walk. After his first World Championship, he came, and then he probably was like, oh fuck, I'm pretty popular, like stuff this. So he pretty much stopped and whatever. So that was the sort of experience with Max. But yeah, Fernando, all my years, he's been still difficult. It hasn't been easy. 2015, he was easy, and then every year after, it's been absolutely difficult. I've got him, 2022 was probably the best I've had Fernando Alonso. He signed like photos, he signed the helmet, he signed all the visor, a couple of helmets, and then that was that. And then last year, 2023, I got him, but he was more on a difficult side, and I sort of knew where to get him as well. But yeah, this year was next level difficulty. But anyway, next year we push, so we're going to try and get Fernando Alonso's Aston Martin helmet and his Alpine, the pink version, I guess, in 2025. So bring that on. All right, guys, that's my experience meeting Fernando Alonso at the Australian Grand Prix. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy today's video. A little story, a little chat about it. We're going to go for these bad boys next season. Bring it on. Alonso, sign my helmets, please. I just want to finish 2 more and I'm done. So that'll be great. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed today's video. And I'll see you guys in my next Formula 1 video. Thank you.